Now I've separated my shirt into component parts, it's time to cut it up into quilting squares. I find to do this you could do with a selection of rulers really. First of all, I've got my 20.5 square, which is ideal for cutting the backs, the big squares out of the backs, fronts and sleeves. Then I've got my 24-inch quilter's ruler, which is ideal for my 5-inch strips, should they be longer than 12 inches. And finally my small 12-inch ruler, which is an ideal size for the 4-inch squares. Okay, I've got my rotary cutter. This is a pistol grip one, which when the grip is pulled back it releases the blade. But as those of you who come to my workshops know, I also use the sliding guard ones, which are also very useful. Okay, the kind of quilt I usually make out of shirts is one in which the main part of the quilt is made up of 10-inch squares. The border of the quilt is made up of 5-inch strips, and the binding of the quilt is made up of 4-inch squares, all joined together, which makes quite a pleasing combination. Okay, and to start with, I'm going to cut a 20-inch square out of the back of my shirt, and this will make 4 10-inch squares. So I'll place my ruler on the shirt, avoiding the hem, and as this is a square, a check shirt, I want to have the check as straight as possible. But obviously, as it is used fabric, it's not always possible to be completely straight, so just do the best you can. Okay, that's fairly good, so I'm ready to make the first cut. So I'll lock my rotary cutter into action, and away we go. First of all, make a straight cut up here, cut right to the bottom. And I would say any bits like this, which you know you're not going to get a 5-inch strip or a 4-inch square from, might come in useful for a log cabin. So lay them to one side, don't throw anything away, as I said, until you're sure. The next cut I'm going to make is across the top. Okay, again another possible candidate for a log cabin. I'm going to turn it round, straighten out the check and make the cut. And there I am with my 20-inch square. So now I need to cut this into 4 10-inch squares. So the easiest way is still with a big square to measure 10 inches in from one edge, straighten the check and make the cut. Okay, to turn it into 4 10-inch squares, one's a strip on top of the other, make sure they're properly lined up at the edges. And cut in half. And there we are, 4 10-inch squares.